Namaste everyone. This week I'm just going to be basing this week's sharing based on a client question. So we have a client question right here wherein she has asked this question on whether we can use the Kuligai Kalam or the Kuliga Kala for repaying our loans. That is one question that she has asked. But she has also added on one more thing to it here wherein she has told you need to see the sign or calculate in which sign Kuliga or Mandi would be exactly in the Lagna and repay a part or a portion of the loan, and you will be surprised to see that you will be able to clear the loan. So, does this work? In fact, I asked this madam, I will answer your question, ma'am, but you need to give me the source because it is very, very important to understand the source at times because there are so many random sharings which are happening in the social media today or the social networks today, and a lot of times it is just about it being a clickbait. So we need to be clear about things, not from a personal standpoint of view, but from a very, very professional standpoint of view, wherein you need to kind of connect all these dots astrologically and see if it actually works. So first of all, before we get into Kuligai or Kuligai Kalam, is Kuligan and Mandi the same? Yes, they are the same, at least as far as 90% of the classical texts are concerned. At least they refer to the impacts of Kuligan and Mandi, which are more or less the same or which are considered to be the same, whose impacts are one and the same. Now, Kuligan and Mandi can be used in two different ways. One, from a Muhurta, which means you use it in order to either use it for certain good events or use it in order to avoid certain events. That's what we use Muhurta for, which means a certain span of time which we are ideally using in order to do certain things or not do certain things. Again, there is a separate thing on Mandi in terms of, Mandi Ganidam or calculating the position of Mandi in one's horoscope, because here Mandi also represents certain things which cannot be changed in the horoscope. No matter how your horoscope is, good, bad, or good in fact at a lot of times, still the position of Mandi can be a break or make situation. So here Kuligan and Mandi are the same. One. Two, why is Kuligan and Mandi used? Either for Muhurta or in order to look at something to do with the placement as far as something to do with your chart is concerned, owing to which we can predict a whole lot of things. So, Kuligan or Mandi are ideally considered as Upagrahas or Upakol or Ubakol, which means what? We are talking about auxiliary grahas or natural satellites, or it is considered as an offspring of Saturn. Just like how we consider Kuligan and Mandi as a offspring of what? Saturn. Similarly, other planets also have offsprings or what we call as Ubakol. So Ubakol can be considered as a natural satellite or celestial bodies associated with that graha, which has the ability to go about and create an impact based on two things. One is either the placement or two as per the Muhurta. So here Kuligan is what? For Saturn. Likewise, Paridhi is for moon. Yamagantaka, usually we use the Yamaganta time. So Yamaganta time is ideally calculated on the Ubakol of Guru or the offspring or the shadowy offspring of Guru, based on which how we actually go about and calculate the Yamaganta time. Just like how we have Yamagandam, we also have something called as Artha Prahara Kalam for Mercury, again an offspring of Mercury. Again for Sun also we have something called as Kalan Kalam. Likewise, we have it for different grahas or the other grahas as well. Now, how do we calculate this Kuligai Kalam? What is the use of this Kuligai Kalam? And can we actually go about and sync it with when Mandi or where Mandi is placed as per the Gochara in your moon sign or Lagna and come up with predictions is something that I would tell you. So here, since we are talking about Kuliga as an offspring of what? Saturn or a Ubakol of Saturn, so we take a Saturday. Saturday what time? Saturn Hora. Saturn Hora means what? The first sunrise of Saturday. So ideally, as of now, what I'm doing, I'm just keeping it as 6 o'clock. So 6 to 7:30, which is 1.5 hours, is considered as the Kuligai Kalam for Saturday. It's as simple as that. Here I'm referring to AM. Likewise, what we need to be doing now is we need to go backwards, that is Saturday, Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, And we need to keep adding 1.5 hours here. So as we keep adding 1.5 hours, you will get the respective Kuligai Kalam for the respective days moving backwards. So that is how you come into a conclusion, or you come into a calculation of Kuligai Kalam for each day. Likewise, this is the same way as to how something to do with what? Something to do with Yamaganda is also calculated. So just let's remove this here. If you remove this here, let me just make the eraser a little big so that we can do the work faster. So here the same logic would be applied to what? It would be applied to something to do with what? Yamaganda time. So likewise for Yamagandam, what we would take? We would take the sunrise timing for a Thursday. So we have Thursday 6 o'clock a.m. which is going to be sunrise. So 6 o'clock a.m. in the morning to 7:30 a.m. in the morning is the Yamagandam or the Yamaganda time for Thursday. So from Thursday moving backwards, where would we go? We would go to Wednesday. So from Wednesday we would put 7:30 a.m. to 9 o'clock a.m. So that becomes the Yamagandam time for a Wednesday. Again, if we go to the next day, which is going to be Tuesday, it would be from 9 a.m. to what time? To 10:30 a.m. on a Tuesday. Likewise, you can fill in for the rest of the days. So I'm just filling it up for you, which is 10:30 a.m. to 12 p.m. 12 p.m. to 1:30 p.m. Saturday would be at 1:30 p.m. to 3 p.m. Finally, Friday 3 to 4 p.m. So this is how you actually go about and fill for something to do with what? Something to do with Yamakantam. Similarly, likewise, you can apply it for the other things as well. Like as of now, we have covered it for Kuligai Kalam. We have covered it for Yamagandam. So the same thing, if you want to look at it for Ardha Praharam, you start from a Wednesday. Mercury Hora, 1.5 hours. For a Sunday, again you start. Now there is another thing also associated with Kuligai Kalam, because here Kuligai Kalam and the other Muhurta Kalams have a little bit of difference here. Because here, when it comes to the other times, like for example, if you're talking about Yamaganta or Ardha Prahara or Kalan Kalam, it is clearly mentioned that these are times which are supposed to be avoided for Shubhakarya. But when it comes to a Ubakol of Saturn or Shani, it ideally signifies something to do with repetition. So here it signifies something to do with the process of it repeating itself again and again. So here it is you who decide what is it that you want to repeat in life. Like this madam here, what is the question that she asked me? Can I pay a portion, or the Kuligai time is the best to repay your loan amount? See, if you look at it here, if I have a huge loan and if I want to pay that huge loan completely, can I use the Kuligai Kalam? No, because today if I've taken a huge loan and I'm paying that huge loan back, what is going to happen? There is a lot of possibility for it to repeat. So for it to repeat, what do I need to do? I need to take another loan to repay. But if it is a huge loan and I'm paying small chunks of it and I want to finish it off quickly, then this rule can be applied here, wherein you are paying small portion because of the repetition. There is a possibility for the closure of the loan. Again, when we are talking about Shubha Karyas here, certain Karyas, obviously in the form of marriage, should be avoided at this point in time. Certain things, like if you want to buy gold, yes, definitely go ahead and do that, because yes, it is going to involve a repetition. Land, yes, you go ahead and do that. Something to do with burial, something to do with taking the body, something to do with taking loans, definitely not on a Saturday. Burning something, not on a Saturday, not during a Kuligai Kala. So the sensibility on using the Kuligai Kala should be on you, and you should apply it properly. What about the other times? When it comes to Yamakanta, it is clearly mentioned you should not do anything auspicious. When it comes to Ardha Prahara also, it means the same. Kal and Kalam also means the same, which means there is a liberty associated with Shani here, because Shani naturally signifies what? It signifies Runam, Roham, Shatru, or something to do with the sixth or ailments. So here, when it comes to the sixth, it automatically has an element of what? At least an element of repetition in the form of what? Not that you go and take a treatment on a Saturday, but somewhere, some small portion of something which can be repeated for a good in the long run can be done. Just like that, I have shared with all of you also. You take a Mars Hora, or what is usually called as a Maitri Murtakala, Mars Hora, Nakshatras of Mars, Tuesdays. There also you can go about and repay your loan, because again, Mars naturally signifies something to do with the sixth, which automatically means, some major surgery or something. If you want to finish it off quickly, again you use a Mars Hora or a Tuesday, which will actually go about and give you a relief. Now, let's get into the other bit of this question that this madam has asked. Calculate which sign Gulige is on that day, is exactly in the Lagna, and repay a part of your loan. No, this cannot be applied for something to do with Kuligei. Why it cannot be applied for something to do with Kuligei or Mandi? See, Mandi Ganidam itself is different. It is based on the day of the week. And as per the Ganida, you ascertain as to where Mandi is placed in your horoscope. And after you ascertain where Mandi is placed in your horoscope, the reason a lot of astrologers actually, they shy away from something to do with Mandi predictions. I don't know why. Again, something to do with Mandi is something at times which you cannot change. Which means no matter what the Shubha Graha is, no matter how the Bhava is, there is an element of stubbornness associated with anything to do with Saturn. So when it comes to the stubbornness, it becomes very, very easy for somebody who's actually going to do some harm to you. Which means the reason Mandi is primarily used when it comes to Mandrigam and Tantric worships is purely because I need a particular time which I cannot change. It would be steady, it would be static, good or bad. So all that I need to do is do what? See as to how Mandi is placed in somebody's chart. If a particular bhava is afflicted owing to a Mandi, then it automatically means no matter what the Gochara is, no matter what the Dasha is, no matter what the Bhukti is, I can play around with that person. So that is how Mandi is used in Mantriga. So having said that, this part of the question becomes, or this part of the statement becomes completely wrong, because you cannot consider something to do with Gochara using something to do with Mandi. It's as simple as that. Which means the only use of Mandi or Kuliga is in two ways. One is in order to understand that from the placement of your horoscope or where it is placed in your horoscope. Two, it is also to go about and come up with Kuligai Kalam, and how to use the Kuligai Kalam. It is completely up to you on what you want to use it for. So it is considered as a Shubha Karya based on what you want to use it. Like if you want to repeat a mantra 108 times, again, you can use the Kuligai Kala. Recently, I think 1 week back or something, a client who usually every Amavasya he will ask me for a puja date. So recently asked me for some date. I think it was about opening a shop or something. I said, yes, go ahead. Use the Kuligai Kala, because you would want to build or open more than one shop. So Kuligai Kala can be suggested. So it should be used sensibly, and that is the weekly sharing. So that's about it, clients. Thank you. Namaste. Have a great week ahead.